Cool. Okay, so welcome to this live stream. Nice. Cool. All right, so we're live finally, and welcome everyone. So, yeah, thumbs up. All right, so for those who don't know me, I'm Jan from Case Study Club, and I just want to say welcome to this channel, and this is where you learn how people design digital products. So by day, I work as a UI UX designer, and by night, I make side projects and build products together with my co-founder, Piotrek. Yeah, I'll introduce him later on. So he's a big part of this as well. So yeah. All right, so I see there's some chat going on here. It's awesome. Yeah. All right, so let me start off with the background story. So, the introduction. So this will be a live case study where we will go through a product that Piotr and I have created, and we are creating now. So the background story is that a few years ago, I was hanging around on Product Hunt, like many of you probably do every day. So I saw a pattern where a lot of people started creating these curated websites. And what struck me was that there wasn't any framework, or there wasn't anything that could make it easy for these people, because there was like I think at one point I saw 2 or 3 per day. So I think I saw a need in the market, basically. So I talked this over with Piotr, and we decided to go full on and design and build something called the Chipmunk theme. So that's built on WordPress, right? So we launched it back, I think it's 2 years ago, and wait, hang on, I'll just close something down here. So yeah. So we launched about 2 years ago, and we're now around 500 customers or awesome customers in. That's awesome. And yeah, it's not a huge side gig, but it's something that we do sell 2 or 3 copies each week still, so that's pretty good. But once we heard, once we talked to our customers, and everyone has their own needs, so we basically wanted to try to fulfill all their needs, obviously, but the backlog started to get pretty big, and some of the needs were harder to solve than the others. So once we looked at those, we saw that WordPress wasn't really cutting it anymore. So we basically reached out to our customers, and we put together a survey, basically asking them if this was something they would be interested in. So To start off with the user research behind this. So basically, I'm kind of jumping ahead of time here. So let me start off by saying that since WordPress wasn't cutting it anymore, we sort of discussed the possibility of taking this off WordPress and building it from scratch. So this was something we wanted to talk to our customers about, obviously, because we want them to be happy, and we sort of we wanted to see if this was something people wanted or needed. So what we did then, we basically did some user research. I'll jump in on the screen in a few minutes. So I'm just trying to explain sort of the background story here and how we came about starting this. So yeah. So in our research, we have three main points, sort of. So we have the customer support. So we talk to our customers every day, and we've done a few surveys. So we've gathered feedback from our users that way as well. And then later on, I'll talk more about this later as well. But we set up a Slack group where we could talk directly to our customers. So the feedback loop is shorter. So what we did was we sent out a survey to our. I'll just bring this up here. So I'll just go through them real quick. So here we go. So we had question one was, are we crazy for considering moving away from WordPress, even if it meant more customization and a better product? So we had like there was two options there. So no, I understand completely, and yes, I'd rather stay with WordPress. So to our surprise, 62% actually said no, I understand completely. So that was a huge relief for us, because we obviously wanted to build something new or move away from WordPress. That's why we even considered it. And then, would you be interested in participating as a beta user in exchange for free access once 2.0 launches? So yes, count me in, or no, thanks. That was the two options there. And then, what feature from our roadmap is the most important for you? So there's a bunch of features that we wanted to expand further on. So there was custom fields, a way to monetize, and user profiles, and so on. So, and also, do you have something else to add? So yeah, there was a lot of good feedback there as well. So yeah, I'll also go through some of something else, like what else they added later on. So all right. So now we sort of decided that yes, this is something we want to start working on, and now we're basically starting from scratch. So are we gonna use the same name, or are we gonna separate it into a new name or completely new product? So we thought, yes, that's what we wanted to do, basically. So Chipmunk theme will still live on as its own entity. We'll still continue to support it, obviously, because our customers are very important to us. So we need we want everyone to be happy. So first up, once we decided that we wanted to take this to a new place with a new name, with a new brand, with everything, there was the name challenge of what would we call this. So we had a lot of back and forth with a lot of naming options. I think we had, or at least on my list, I had probably around 100 names, and so we needed to decide what name to use. So what we basically did, we condensed it down to 3 names, and we thought, why don't we just send these out to the ones that said they want to be beta users, and let them decide, and let them at least tell us what they think. Maybe they're all crap, or maybe some of them are good. So we did that, and we had 6 people responding. So before I let me go through the 3 names we sent out. That was Olio. So the pros there was, it's short, memorable, it sounds good, and has a character. Cons is that it's a food app with the same name, and Olio basically means I think it's a stew pie or something in Spanish. So it's an abstract name, but it sounds good. And then we had Super Stash, which derives from all the stashes on Product Hunt. So pros there are it's memorable. It has a word rhyme, so it's SS Super Stash, and it's edgy and known in the PH community, or Product Hunt community, which will be obviously a big launch platform for us. And the con there is it's a long name, and it's kind of generic. And the third one was dir, DIR, as in a directory, and we could do cool stuff with that with yeah, we could do cool stuff with that with the edge backslash, sorry. So the pros here is that it's short, unique, and memorable. The cons is hard to pronounce. Dear, yeah. And we had 6 people responding, and everyone said Super Stash is cool. So we sort of did not have a choice there. So we went with the Super Stash, and at the beginning we didn't feel comfortable with it, but now it's grown, and we think it's pretty good. Okay, so let me go on to, from there we started with the logo design, or at least I did, while Piotr worked on the back end. I'll talk more about the actual product once I'm finished with the logo here. So let me just bring up I'll try to share my screen so we can go through all my sketches and stuff, and we can start going through the product as well. So just a few seconds here while me see here. Okay, I'm trying to, there we go. So we can do a screen share. All right. So there we have it. This is, so let me start from the top. This is where I started off with the logo or the symbol. So started off here and basically worked my way through all the way down here. So you can see. So you can see I'm fixed on one ID, and that's because I don't know. I felt good about this direction all the time, so I just want to explore this. And obviously, in a different project, I would try different options. But since this is something we're trying to test, this is an MVP. So we're trying to test this now and see where this will lead. So we're trying to move fast, but fun fact is that we actually wanted to launch just after summer, this MVP, but now we're sort of moving month after month. It's real life coming into play, and then work coming into play, you know, so everyone can hopefully or relate to this somehow. So yeah. All right, so this is where we were here for a pretty long time, but I didn't feel comfortable with it because it looks like a claw. And so to go through just the reasoning behind this is, you know, it's supposed to be shaped like a diamond, and you know the famous Superman shape. So we didn't want to have a very strong Superman metaphor, but we wanted to have some kind of diamond metaphor because it's a stash, you know, means like a treasure or yeah, around those lines. So, and we also wanted Harry. It sort of looks like an open book or a directory of some sort, but it's not very clear. Looks like a claw. so I stopped at this point, and then I didn't do anything around the logo for probably around 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like that. So then I picked it up again and tried. I liked this direction too. It felt more solid with this hair on. So what I did was I started exploring more with the shape. So you can see here is the diamond shape. This is sort of the starting point of for all this. And then I actually like this one a lot. now, now that I look at it again, because you have the negative S there as well. That's pretty cool. But then I had the idea, if I just had this as a drawer or a sheet, so we could just turn it around, and we'd have the diamond shape and the directory feel of it. But to keep it, I didn't quite feel right here as well. So I went on to refining the shape. So you can see here I greenlit this one here, and basically this is what I decided to go for. So yeah, the typography here is set with the work sans, and I kind of like that because it's a bit quirky, and it looks very nice in if you use it as a big bold headlines. That's I'll show you how it will look on the landing page later on, but I'm pretty happy with the typography so far. Yeah. So let me explain. I'll jump into the actual product right now. So the product, or I can stop this and I'll bring in the product screen in just a few. So I'll explain the product real quick. So the product is a directory website. So Chipmunk theme was basically a way for people or users to create curated websites, and we're trying to do the same with the startup. No, sorry, with the Superstash, but we want it to be more of a horizontal market. So, we want to target more horizontal market at first, and then we can niche down into a more vertical market. So basically, if we do a directory website that anyone can make at the start, we can move in on a product market fit later on. But right now we're starting with a big casting net sort of, and then we're going to reel in and see where we can take this. So basically, the product consists of two main parts, and that's the user panel, and then it's the client panel. So the user panel is the front end that will be the actual website that they can make, and then you have the client panel, which will be the admin panel, where our customer users can set up the websites and bring in the content. Basically, it's a CMS, basically. So let me right now. So in the MVP, we're making the user panel from scratch, but the client panel, where actually Piotr has done a great job working on the client panel. He has put this together. I'm not quite sure about the tech stack. I think it's Laravel and Vue, and it's hosted on DigitalOcean. So Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that. So I'll yeah. If he's here, he can correct me in the chat. So the user panel, let me go through that real quick here. I'll bring it up. So okay, so just a few seconds here. I'll bring that up here. Screen share. There we go. So this is where we started with the the user panel. So basically, the feedback from our users was make a product hunt website, basically. So I think there was like 10 people or 15 people telling us to do that. So we sort of listened to them. We tried to bring in some of the features that they had, or some of the looks and feel. So product hunt is not the only one, basically, to have this view or to have this kind of product. It's you can also see it in Reddit, Design and Use, and a lot of upvote websites has these kind of features. So, but basically, this is yeah. This is basically the first wireframe we presented to our users in Slack. So to gather feedback, and we had a few iterations before this, but this is how it ended up, and everyone was happy with that. So what we wanted to do is I just slice them up into sections. So the idea here was that the user could, or the client in the backend in the client panel, the user could rearrange the sections and bring in their own sections. So, but for the MVP, we just needed something simple. So I merged them into basically a new site, or a single page. Sorry. And then here's the collection page, and then we have the actual the product page, and then the search results and the blog, just throwing in the bits and pieces of the content that we need in the MVP. So to show you how we sort of refine this into something better looking. So here we go. This is more refined. And yeah, basically it's the same content, but it just I've used something called the 8-point grid, which some of you might be familiar with. If you're not, it's highly recommended to check that out. It's awesome, and I think you'd really like it. If I could give myself an advice once starting out, it would be to use the 8-point grid basically. It saves you a lot of time. So this is the first page where when we put together, if we merge all the sections together. Here we go, and then this is the product page is quite different. Actually, I'll turn on the presentation mode. It might be easier to view, so you don't see all the grids. So there we go. Yeah, there we go. This is the product page, and then we have I think this is the collection page, so you can put products into a collection, and then we have the search result, the blog, and then the blog post. Basically looks like this. So, and then the submit. So I'll see if I can bring up, if you can view this. This is Piotr have designed, oh no, sorry, actually developed the front end already for the designs. So you can see it's pixel perfect basically, or even better than pixel perfect. So it's pretty nice. Everything is we have hovers going on here. I think this is going to be really nice. Then we have the collection pages. Oh, sorry, the collections and the blog and the footer here. Then the search. I think he has done the, yep. There we go. So it looks really nice. So now what we're working on is Piotr is working on connecting this with the backend. So we won't take a look at the backend today, but that could actually be a case study of his own to have a look at that and see how it's built and designed. But for now, we've used a UI kit for that, and basically just built it out and brought it. It's very close to what our users would currently see in WordPress, basically. But so we kept a lot of the functionality that WordPress has and the layout and all that stuff, but with a UI kit. So basically now we just wanted to get it out there and test it and see how it goes. So yeah, and this is basically the user panel. So how are we going to, we need some kind of landing page for this basically, and we haven't really, so we're almost ready to move into the beta testing with the MVP. So I think we're like a few weeks around the corner. So I've actually designed a landing page for the MVP as well. So we'll have a look at that in a few minutes. But once we have that up, we can start collecting interest from users who want to use this basically, and then will invite them in to obviously for free to use our product and test and provide feedback. And once we launch the final version, we'll basically offer a free like a free year or something for all the people that has participated in this. So let me see here. Yeah. All right. So I'll bring up the landing page that we've been working on. It's right here. So here's the MVP landing page for this product. So here we go. So you can see it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Our heading is create engaging directory website without any code. So we've looked at all the other site builders basically, and one thing we noticed is that a lot of them use create, and I'm guessing it's for a reason. So we wanted to go with that, and then engaging, that's sort of a good word to everyone wants an engaging website, obviously, but the upvoting feature is something that will hopefully drive the engagement up. So, and obviously without any code. So because this is a product that or a SaaS product that will live its own life, you don't need to know any code to set this website up. So yeah. So we have a tour, pricing, about, and get early access. So what that means is it's very, very simple. So the tour is basically just a screenshot. You can see I've used fading to keep it a little bit. What could you to keep it keep some mystique into it, basically, because it's an MVP, it's not finished. So when we have some value props here, so no code, create your website in just a few minutes, high engagement, and community driven. And then we'll have like a statement from one of our previous users right here, or preferably a few. And then we'll sort of drop some price points below just to show some, this will cost money. So we're spending a lot of time on this and energy on it, and to make it the perfect product possible. So basically we need to charge for it. So we've been thinking about having a free tier as well, but we'll see once we launch. This is not the final pricing at all. So this could change, but we wanted to show it, just hints of it, just to let people know and to see if people would be interested in paying for it, basically. So we're launching beta soon. Sign up for free early access. And then we have just showing some face, the team behind Superstash. By day, we work side by side as a team with clients to help with their online business needs. By night, we turn into independent makers creating products like Superstash. So yeah, sort of super Superman theme here. Well, I kind of found it a bit funny. All right, so this I was planning to code this up before this live stream, but I couldn't unfortunately make it. But basically, I'll spend a few hours once we're done here, and a few hours tomorrow, and get this out there. So yeah, this is, just to be clear, this is not a sales pitch or anything like that. This is a case study on how we designed it and built it, and not launched it yet, but that could probably be its own case study once we've done launching. And then once we've launched, we'll talk to our customers and iterate on the design, iterate on the obviously the code and everything in the product, the client panel, the user panel, and everything. And this landing page will also obviously change in the future. So that's why we want to keep it simple now in the beginning. So clean and simple. We believe in that. All right, so that's basically what I have for you right now. This is the. I hope it's been helpful to watch and to see our process so far. If you have any comments or anything, you can put them down below, or even in the chat. So let me stop. Yeah. So if you have any questions, or if you have any feedback or anything, it would be awesome to hear from you and to chat with you. So as I said, just throw in your comments below, or in the chat, and yeah. So hopefully you've found it entertaining. I was aiming to keep this under 45 minutes, so we've just passed that, so that's good. All right, so thank you everyone that joined. So a huge thank you. And I was kind of nervous at the beginning of this to start off, and I've probably been fumbling around. So I did try to have a script ready here. So forgive me. This is my first time doing this. So once I get the hang of it, it will probably be a bit better. But yeah, one baby step at a time, right? All right. So thank you, and see you next time. All right. Bye-bye. Let me see here. I don't know how to turn it off even. So let me see. Here we go. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. See you.